Hey y'all, this is Toya. You tuned in to Healthy Talks and Walks with Toya, where we are generational curse breakers that are growing in the uncomfortable. Hey y'all, it's been a minute. Your girl just been out here surviving, maintaining. But I wanted to come by real quick to do a goal check. We are in fourth quarter. The last 3 months of the year. And so I just wanted to do a goal check with you guys to figure out, hey, where are you with your goals? Just look back at your notebook or journal, whatever it is that you jot down your goals for the year. I know one of the goals that I had for the year was to do a half marathon before the year is over. And guess what? I'm training for a half marathon. Oh my goodness, could not believe it. Didn't even have it. I wrote it down at the beginning of the year, but I didn't really know how or when it was going to come to pass, And so the fact that I'm training for one is so amazing, for one. Another thing I was doing was trying to honor God with my body, in a sense that being a good steward over my body. So I've mentioned prior that I used to hold it when I had to go to the restroom. And so my goal now is just being intentional about when my body says, hey, we need to go to the bathroom, for me not to hold it and go. Doing things like that. Being in healthy relationships, especially when you're talking about these friendships, being a good steward over the relationships that God has given me. So when I say relationships, not just friends, but even my husband, making sure that I'm being intentional to speak life to him, that I am being intentional to try to understand where he is, ask the hard heart questions. One of the things we recently asked each other, what are 3 things that I can do to make you feel special? Make you feel special and loved, and so, just getting that kind of feedback and being intentional to apply that, right? Being intentional to apply what it is that you learn. Another goal that I had earlier this year was to grow intentionally. So I'm gonna tell y'all, I have been growing intentionally in one way or the other. If that's gains on my weight loss, if that is just learning how to guard my heart, because out of it flows the issues of life. If it is biting the bullet and being humble and making the first call, if it's really surrendering my heart posture to God. Earlier this year, I thought about going back into the military because I love the military and all of that, and I was going to go back in to be a chaplain. And not that I don't think that I can not be a good chaplain, because I think I would definitely do well at it, but all good things aren't God things, right? So we're talking about goals. A lot of what I wanted to do was make sure that I'm doing God things, not just good things, right? So in that, I kept asking before the time of the goal, I kept saying, God, why am I doing this? Why? And I kept praying, search my heart, God, know my anxious thoughts, all of that or whatever. And so God revealed to me that I was striving. I was trying to prove something to myself. And so I had to let that go. I had to trust God with that dream and say, you know what, God, I thought that, I was doing a good thing, this and that and the third. And no sooner than I surrendered that and said, God, okay, I put it behind me. God used me to speak life and encourage somebody on my job. And if you don't know, I work with the military as a state employee. And so he was just showing me that I didn't need the title to actually be operating in a pastoral or in a chaplain type role. And so that was such a beautiful thing. So when you think about goal checks, looking back over some of the things that you haven't accomplished, right? And then just asking yourself the questions like, is this something I really wanted to achieve? Is it realistic? And why am I having such a hard time reaching this goal? I spoke with someone earlier and they were saying, well, if it's still on there, maybe we just need to try harder. Sometimes it's not about trying harder, because I think the world will make us think that being busy is always productive, but being busy isn't always productive. Sometimes less is more when what you're doing is actually purposeful. And so I just want to encourage you guys, go back over your goals. And if you haven't had any goals this year, guess what? It's not too late, because we got 2.5 months left in this year. You can get some small things on there and just, be intentional about reaching those things. And so I just wanted to encourage you guys, do your fourth quarter goal check. Let's see where you are. If it's still some things you haven't reached, it's okay. You can still reach them. And then if it's some things that, you haven't even written down yet, but you say, you know what? I want to make sure I try to do this before the year is out. Do that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. So this is Toya. I'm signing out. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share, because it may bless somebody else. Peace.